Into a time travel. I'm going to take you 5 years in the future, and we're going to look at what data visualization will look like, the predictions, my predictions of what data visualization will look like in 5 years. But first of all, let me introduce myself briefly. Simon already did, but a bit more of information. I'm from Spain, from the Canary Islands, but I live in Zurich, Switzerland. I've been around 19 years in the digital industry and analytics industry. I've been in a different number of companies with different industries, aviation, retail, and now in consumer goods. I have worked in many different types of initiatives and departments, but always very much linked to digital, with a very intense flavor of data analytics. This is how I operate. I'm a very curious person, and I am a firm believer in the Kaizen methodology of improving 1% every day. On my free time, I spend time with family, cooking, and whenever I find some extra time, in writing. Now, this is going to be an interactive session, so we're going to be polling my 10 predictions for the future of data visualization. You should see a pop-up in your screen where you can vote in a range. I believe it's going to be a range that represents how likely you will think that this is going to happen in the next 5 years or not. Now, let's go into the future. Let's time travel to 2029. And in 2029, I am sending an email to our team saying, please remove all filters from dashboards. Why? Because visualizations in the future will be more conversational. There will be, sorry, Simon, are you there? Can you see the full screen or are you seeing my notes?
No, I can see your full screen.
All right. If anybody could confirm in the chat, that'll be great, because I'm getting a message that I'm sharing the wrong screen.
I did see a pop-up there of questions, that first question, but I can see your full screen. I've now got the polls and quizzes.
Okay, sorry. Let's move on. So, removing filters. Why? Because visualizations are going to be conversationals. We have AI with us today, and the simple act of removing and adding filters and filtering, which be much more automated and contextual and conversational. We're moving into, I think the poll went ahead. We're moving into number 2. This is a dashboard I'm receiving on month end, and it's a custom dashboard. And why is it a custom dashboard? Because one size fits all visualizations like we have today will give way to adaptive interfaces. That means that the dashboard I will be seeing, the visualizations I will be seeing, the type of charts I will be seeing are completely different to the ones that you will be seeing. Why? Because I have different needs that you have. I have a different role. I work in different things. I work in different projects. So, you know, logging into looking at the traditional dashboard, going back to number 1 and filtering until you find your desired view, it's a thing of the past. Let's move on into number 3. I'm going to let you read this for 10 seconds. You might have guessed that this is a GPT prompt, right? And I think that today this is something that we can easily create. What that means for the future of data analytics is that data visualization will become a commodity, will commoditize. Expert-only tools, experts in data visualization, creating visuals, will give way to AI and other tools creating visualizations. There's been a lot of debate, and there is a trend around this. Will be developers needed in the future? I believe they still will, but the concept of hard skills and visualization developer will evolve. Link to this one is custom visuals. Again, thanks to the ability of creating visualizations using new technologies or an artificial intelligence, we will be able to create custom visuals that feed our needs. I'm not sure if the programming languages will change or not. There might be still Java or Python, whatever language, but the coding itself of the custom visuals will be taken over by more advanced and smart systems. Let me move on to the number 5. Well, I know everybody loves a good two-dimensional chart and a good two-dimensional video games. It's becoming a bit of a vintage thing, but I do believe that three-dimensional visualizations will take over most of 2D charts. Why? Because they can represent multidimensional data much better, and they can give us a better glimpse of what's going on. I'm not saying that 2D charts are going to completely disappear, but as we see more augmented reality, for example, devices coming like glasses that look like normal glasses where you can see anything that you want to see, literally, from charts to accessing applications, 3 dimensions are going to become much more prominent. I'm going to continue to number 6. This is part of a trend that I believe is going to disrupt the hardware industry, because as technology advances, the need for screens to visualize data will be less. Already today, we can project in many different surfaces, in many different types of devices. So visualizations that are screen-bound will give way to other surfaces and supports for visualization. Imagine that you're walking past a big corporation, and they might have visualization of their charts value or the shares value in the stock market outside of the building, or any other thing that you can imagine, because screens as such will be deemed obsolete. Number 7, mouse-based interactions. As of today, still, although we can admit that there are elements of multidimensional or multisensorial interactions with visuals, tablets and phones as well. But in the future, with technology improving, we will be able to interact with data in a much more seamless and a smooth way that we do today. Again, we can drag and drop today, we can zoom and click, but the experience will be much more complete and smooth. This is the evolution that data will give us. Imagine talking directly to I'm going to use the term GPT, that will plot something in the screen for you, and then automatically you can interact with it if it's a screen. Or with your hands, you can interact with it, and you can have a conversation with data. Number 8, let's talk a little bit about inclusion. Color palettes that today in most cases are fixed, and that they are not very inclusive, because there are many people that has visual impairing and they cannot see and appreciate colors, or even they have a different interpretation of colors. In some cultures, the red is perceived as a negative color, and the green is perceived as a positive color. But this is not the same for every culture in this planet. So color palettes will be dynamically generated based on location and the different visual needs and perception, and that will improve accessibility, but also emotional impact. Colors are a super important thing in data visualization. And in fact, the use of colors in the right way can make a visualization incredible, or can it make it really, really poor? We're going to move now to number 9. We're going to speak about standalone visualization. Today in 2024, September 2024, we still very much used to go to our data visualizations portal. You can name it. We have many in the market, in the industry, and browse dashboards, and then use the dashboards that, or reports or visualizations that we need. But in the future, embedded analytics will be much more prominent, meaning you will see the visualization that you need to see in the application that you need to see it. We have this already today. I'm going to show an example right now, but it's going to be much more predominant in the future, to the point that I believe that the concept of going and logging into Power BI server on the Power BI on the Tableau dashboard will be almost unnecessary. I have an example here from a social network, LinkedIn, where as soon as you enter your profile, you see some visualizations about how's your content performing. You don't need to go to a different part of the different service. You just will consume your information directly from the relevant screen. The same for salespeople, the same for people that is working in different industries, manufacturing. They will see the charts right on their tablet or on their phone, and they'll be able to take the needed decisions, the decisions that they need to make for their work right away without needing to go somewhere else. Number 10, take a look at this visualization. It's a logistic regression around lung cancer, a very important thing. But can you understand something from this visualization? Difficult, right? There is a lot going on here, and extracting conclusions from this screen, it's something that it will be a challenge. And on the other extreme, you have visualizations that are relatively easy to understand, that sometimes are accompanied by excessive caption or excessive text or excessive explanations. Where we're heading is towards accurate and relevant text explanations. Yes, I know this is about data visualization, but I believe that text explanations as a companion of visuals will still play a role. As we get also into 3D visualizations and we move from 2D, 3D, touching screen, talking to visualizations, natural language captions that provides concise, contextual explanations of data will become the same or more relevant. So these were the 10 items that I think will change the next 5 years, my 10 predictions around data visualization and how will it change in the future. But there is something that I believe that will still be the same in 2029. The king of analytics, Microsoft's Excel, will very likely still be present in our lives and taking a good part of all our data visualization. Jokes aside, that was obviously a joke. Jokes aside, let's move back. Let's come back in time to 2024. And I want to offer you something a little bit different because I've been making predictions. And there are statistics around predictions that claim that most of them fail. Above 96, 90, depends on the studies that you read, 96, 97, even 98% of all predictions fail. So I want to see if I'm a good oracle and I can predict the future. So what I decided to do is to put a little bit of a game of the time capsule for you. I will send you this same presentation in 5 years, in 5 years' time, which is the time period we said that all these predictions will happen. And you will be able to see if all these things became true or not. I think that the link is in the chat. You just need to sign up for it. And in 5 years, God will, I will be sending you, scheduling an email with this presentation. So you can review it and you can say, yes, Santi, you were right. Or you were not right at all with most of your predictions.